We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No. Y'all,
This
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy Thursday.
I think I have everyone's card, so I'm gonna slide
Let's
them down.
pass those out.
You want to know what's on the show today?
Hey, here we go.
Pass it
Here we go.
around.
Hey, you never know. Sometimes the prompter goes out. Al, okay, you want a little behind the scenes? I love behind the scenes. They give us these every day, right? Al doesn't even take the paper clip off his thing.
He goes through them like this.
Does he?
I don't know. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
Al likes to have his natural reaction come
Yes, there we go.
There we go. All right. So, Al, what do you think about this? How do you feel about the word fat? That sounded like I was directing it towards you, and I just started reading. The prompter.
So people put that in there. I just need to get this off my
the
chest.
reason I'm asking Al is because of Taylor Swift is in the middle of a big controversy. She released a music video for her song Anti-Hero, and in one scene, her character steps on a scale, and when she looks down, the word fat is on the scale. This is getting a lot of backlash, of course, with one person saying T Swift should have done better because even if it is relatable and intrusive thought, it is damaging and fatphobic. Listen to fat people when they tell you it is. Taylor ended up getting rid of that scene completely, but should she have removed it or not? Where do we stand?
No.
Firm.
This is art. She's trying to convey how she was feeling at the time, trying to relate to the people that feel like that currently or will feel like that or have felt like that. And this is what I said, and I understood when Beyonce removed the word that she felt was, that her fans felt was problematic. I get that. You don't give up, you get rid of something if it's not completely necessary to what you're trying to convey. But in this situation, we have a scale, Lindsay, with it's like a former her or current her or future her, looking at how she's feeling, and that scale is conveying that. So if you take that scene away, what do we have but a bunch of loose, deleted scenes that aren't tied together by anything?
And I thought about this on two levels. Like, as somebody who just had a baby, I'm often, as I'm working out and eating healthy again, looking at the scales, and I know that it frustrates me to see a number. So when you look down and you don't see the exact number you're looking for, then you're like, okay, fat. And that's not like, that is a realistic thing that she said. She's like self-deprecation and all the stuff that she's relating through this song. She explained to everyone. I also think that artists have a chance to express themselves by music videos. Before they go on tour, before they do much, they can show you, here's exactly the picture that I wanted to paint for this song for you. And a lot of times it helps people understand the song and even love the song more. So if I was her, I agree, I wouldn't have deleted it at all.
No.
I think it's taking it a step further, because when you think about people who struggle with eating disorders or body dysmorphia, oftentimes they aren't necessarily aesthetically to the outside world someone who is struggling with a body image issue. So when you're taking away language from people who are struggling and don't necessarily fit into the world or fit into that role as we see it in the world, then you're also minimizing what they're going through as well. So I think that it's a tricky thing, and especially in a time where we are far more inclusive of all sorts of body types, I think it's important that we allow people to speak for themselves from their level of understanding, because Taylor is actually representing a population of our demographic. So when you are releasing that, you're kind of also dismissing and taking away the language from others.
I totally agree. How do you feel about your earpiece?
Yeah, I know.
You're continuing to do that.
No.
And, yeah, make such good points, but then her earpiece just pops out.
I'm like, I can't hear.
It's like when you make a great point, but your glasses fall off, and then you're like, well, I guess that's gone.
That is pretty good. No, I'm with you guys on the interpretation. We're stifling art in some sort of way, and I get the whole movement in the past 2 years and in canceling things. It's gone too far a little bit, and especially in this instance. That's how Taylor feels internally, right? When someone writes a script and they put their thoughts on paper and then create a movie, that's their internal thoughts, not to be judged by what your internal thoughts are. She's not calling someone fat. She's basing those thoughts on what she's going through in her own life. So for her to remove that, I don't agree with. I got to agree with you.
And let me just add this quick point. It made me think, and it's weird, it made me think of when Macy Gray got accused of transphobia. And I thought about her career and what a positive individual she seems to have been her entire life. Taylor Swift, the same way. It seems like she's tried to speak for her constituents. What are we talking about? Her fans.
Constituents.
Too much politics.
Yeah. Does anybody get any goodwill anymore, Lindsay? The benefit of the doubt of just this person has never done anything to harm me, and that's why I follow her. Like, can you give her a little bit?
I think in a perfect world, yes, but the truth is everything is up for scrutiny. I just sent a video to Kelly Schubert this morning, and I was like, will you just look at this video and make sure that it's not offensive or triggering? And I was describing an incident that happened yesterday, but the whole thing had to do with a medical emergency. So I was like, it appeared to be a medical emergency. Now, the whole video it's not serious. It's like, it's funny. But then I was like, is it funny? Like, I woke up this morning thinking, is it okay for me to post this? So I sent it to Kelly to be like, what do you think? And she's like, I understand. I'm glad you sent it, but it's okay.
But
so you are
that's
thinking.
That's a funny video, though. Is it art? Would you say, as an artist, would you say, I don't want to release anything offensive as an artist?
But I'm saying that that's the world that we live in now. I hardly ever post anything personal. And the one time that I'm thinking about posting something personal, I have to think about it more than I would think about anything else, knowing that I would hope that people would understand that I'm not trying to be offensive, but that's just the way that the world is right now.
But that's stifling your creativity, right?
Right. I mean,
that's what I don't like. People are being silenced in that sort of way, even though you're a great person, you respect everyone, all walks of life. But someone's going to come for you because you post it and be like, and then accuse you of being that type of. That's what I don't like.
And it's a real thing that happened. It's not like you contrived it. It's a real thing.
Yeah. So on that related note, check this out. Disney has released its first plus-size female hero in a new short film called Reflect. It's all about body dysmorphia and a young ballet dancer who battles her own reflections, overcoming doubt and fear by channeling her inner strength, grace, and power. This is reportedly a departure for Disney, who previously had used plus-size models, like we all know the villains, Ursula. They have extras that are bigger. So what do we think of this? It's representation to me, right?
I'm so excited when we're not in a first situation.
Yes.
When we're not going to have the first black Disney princess, when we don't have the first, like, it's just normal.
Right.
When Disney and then scripted series, unscripted, all reflect like what our society looks like. And I'm excited that they did this and happy they did this. And hopefully it's like the normal that we see all different people playing villains, playing the superhero, women playing the superhero like we see. They don't have to keep recreating the same Batman movie. They can make something new. You know, hopefully people just be more inclusive and we can stop calling it a first. But it's a step in the right direction towards that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, so let's move on. The stars of the Black Panther sequel, Wakanda Forever, paid tribute to the late actor Chadwick Boseman on the red carpet. The movie made its world premiere in LA, and all the stars came out in style. Letitia Wright honored the late actor by wearing a similar suit that Chadwick wore to the Oscars in 2020.
So cool.
Janisha Adams Ginyard wore body paint that both symbolized the film and remembered Chadwick. Denai Guerrera and Angela Bassett looked regal in their purple gowns, and Lupita Nyong'o, who looked amazing in this white cutout dress, said she was revealed that they were allowed to grieve she was relieved they were allowed to grieve Chadwick in the film. Watch.
I had been dreading it, and then when he walked me through it, I was like, oh, phew, we don't have to pretend like we're not in grief, you know? We get to use our grief, and we get to just add juice to Chadwick's legacy.
Wow. That's got to be cool, right?
Yeah,
I mean, to have that not only in real life but also in his character be grieved, I think that's really cool.
I said before, but I do believe that this movie is going to be like a lot of when everybody got to come together again after the pandemic. It was like so many of us lost people and we never got a chance to come together to really memorialize them. And I think that this movie is going to be a memorialization from the collective, like a huge family reunion.
Which we all need. And Lindsay, I don't know how it hits you, but I remember the day that Chadwick died, because that was the lowest point in COVID for me. I just driven from Denver to California. I got there, my kids were asleep. My homie Hannibal texted me just a screenshot, and it was dark. I felt estranged from everybody. There was no vaccine yet, and somebody I viewed as a hero was gone so young. And I didn't think that I could carry on after that. And here we are sitting amongst each other talking. It just shows you life goes on. So it kind of marks a big thing, you know, beginning and end for me.
I just think it's the juxtaposition with how big of a movie Black Panther was, having a Black director, a Black lead, and being so successful. And so I'm excited for everyone to come together, like Erica was saying, but then also for this movie to be a success in its own right, because people are anticipating this probably as the movie of the year.
Oh,
so I'm excited
yeah.
for that part of this.
Absolutely.
I have a feeling it might be.
Yeah,
Yeah, it might be.
I'm gonna put myself out
There's
there.
an Avatar too.
I think it is. A lot
You're
of
a
people
betting
showing
man,
up.
aren't you?
I like to roll those dice.
Nothing gets past Jeff.
Coming up on DBL, Adele raises a toast in her new music video. We got a first look, and we're finally hearing from Matthew Perry. He's addressing all the wild headlines from his new memoir. That's next.
Closed captioning provided by
I'm easily tickled, y'all. It doesn't take much.
We're going to sit here and be right.
I know y'all gonna be mad at me, but I'm just telling you the truth.
You can smirk all you want. You don't have to tell me to go.
Brad Pitt.
Okay, now BJ, who's holding the camera, I asked him if he was wearing a mock turtleneck. It's just a...
That's more than a mock neck. That's a cowl neck.
Right, I was gonna, but what's
A mock neck is like when it doesn't actually fold down like a turtleneck. It just like stops at kind
I
of here.
never knew that. And
And a cowl neck is when it's kind of fuller like his, which I really love cowl necks. But I think because I'm a little shorter than most people, when I wear a cowl neck, it just kind of even shortens me even more.
No, I never thought of it, because like for men, we don't, it's just jeans, dress pants, dress shirt, regular shirt. Like I didn't really even know what a pencil skirt was. I'd heard it, but like,
But isn't it the season right now to start wearing turtlenecs under your suits? Do you do that? I remember Brandon London used to
Brandon,
always do
our
that.
beloved homeboy, yeah, he, and I will wear one, but I just have a lot, I look like a sea captain. Brandon looks like a model.
I feel like you could try it. What do you say? You have to be like super slim? Was Brandon like really slim?
No, but he's just looked good on his frame.
And he's really tall.
Yeah,
so,
I feel like, I don't know, I just look like I should have a pipe and a parrot. nothing wrong with that.
I love a turtleneck too, but again, it's that short thing that my friend who's a stylist is always like, yo, all right, with the turtlenecks.
Random question, what do you think about people that have birds?
I don't know anybody present day that owns a bird.
I know, but when you go into somebody's house with a bird,
It seems like
they're
a commitment.
I think a lot of times
Because they're not like
depending on
cats
your
where
age,
they go in the litter box
they
and feed
live
themselves.
forever too.
Yeah.
Like I think certain birds you have to already have like a chain of who you're going to give it to when you die. I think birds live. Birds live forever. Horses do it too. It could be like 30.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Jeff talking. All right. Well, that's enough. That's
That's a
enough-
wrap. How much more
that's enough
seconds do
bird
we have?
talk. I don't want something squawking in my house either. I like a quiet
I
house.
think a parrot would.
Welcome back. So Matthew Perry is disclosing more details on how bad his addiction got. In a preview of his chat with Diane Sawyer, Matthew said he started drinking at the age of 14. He said he's been to 6,000 AA meetings, was in rehab 15 times, and has been in detox 65 times. He also resorted to extreme measures to get his hands on pills. Let's take a look.
Weirdest thing I did was on Sundays I would go to open houses and go to the bathrooms in the open house and see what pills they had in there and steal them. And I think they thought, well, there's no way that Chandler came in and stole from us.
Wow. Matthew revealed he had a crush on all 3 of his female co-stars and even asked Jennifer Aniston on a date before they started filming together on Friends. In his memoir, he said he also had a crush on Valerie Bertinelli when they starred in a sitcom together. He said, check this out. He even made out with her in front of her then husband, Eddie Van Halen, while he was passed out on the couch.
Why are we talking about this?
Because it's juicy, and that's how he got his.
Not us. I'm not saying him.
No.
Is it bad for our producers? No, because they brought us a great story. But honestly, I feel like it's a little. Not only is it because when you're getting sober, this is why they ask you to kind of remove yourself from the world, because when things start to come out that you have not processed, because now you are now clear, these are the kind of statements that are made on the record. I think my man should have stepped away for 6 months to a year, really dried out, worked through all the things that led him to being in rehab, detox 65 times, and then we start talking about memoirs. But I think this is a little early, Lindsay. I really do.
Yeah, we don't know how long he's been clean, so it might have been some time, just to point that out.
But people were waiting for him to come out and speak for years, speculating whatever they wanted to. He has enough to talk about with his own specific redemption story that we're all like waiting tooth and nail to hear what's next. That dragging somebody whose husband is now deceased into the mix and telling a story, it's just like, come on, man. We was all into it. That's where you just lost me. I'm like, okay, that was kind of like a low blow.
But you don't get a book deal that way. I mean, not one of that magnitude. You don't. I mean, when people have a memoir, they're going to talk about all of the things and the juiciest details. That's how the money gets there. So I really don't think. I mean, I think at one point, it's like it was what, 20 years ago. Like, it's been a long time.
But the disrespect of kissing a man's wife right in front of him while he's sleeping is a standard, like 20 years later, still the same disrespectful.
Yeah, but it's all the same. It's all the same when it comes to a memoir.
I mean, I don't know how he spent $9 million just on rehab alone, but he was getting paid a lot of money. Does he need to write this memoir for money? Valerie Bertinelli did come out and say, like, we do a lot of crazy things in our 20s, kind of tongue in cheek. So she kind of brushed it off, but.
She didn't deny it, and I mean, it's true, but at the same time, you know, her husband was a beloved rock star, and like, she is going to get, they're going to come after her for that.
Well, okay, maybe they will, but who says that they were perfect or he was perfect or this was the first or last time something like this happened? I know. I'm like great, like, let's live in a bubble like everybody is perfect and they always do the right thing at the right time. Of course we know these things happen and we want to hear about it, and that's why he got the big bucks to read or to write this book.
Is pro kiss and tell.
Listen, I have to say, I'm sure Eddie did some stuff himself.
Exactly.
We'll be right back. Yeah. He might have a story or two.
Meet Martha. Martha is 75 years.
Looking at this post from the Real Ladies of Loudoun County Facebook page, does anyone know if there's an age limit for trick-or-treating in our area? Apparently the law in the Chesapeake area makes it a Class 4 misdemeanor for teens over 14, so I'm wondering what our area's laws are. Sounds spooky? Sounds like something to verify. Our sources are the laws and officials from these Virginia counties and cities, including Heath Covey, the Director of Public Communications for the city of Chesapeake. Yes, the laws banning trick-or-treating are real. In Chesapeake, the code states, quote, if any person over the age of 14 years shall engage in the activity commonly known as trick-or-treat, he or she shall be guilty of a Class 4 misdemeanor. Before 2019, that law included jail time, and trick-or-treat laws aren't unique to Chesapeake. In 5 other cities, the age is even lower, restricting Halloween fun to those aged 12 and younger. But like a lot of things on Halloween, Covey says the laws aren't as scary as they first appear.
We haven't had 2022 yet, but as of 2021, we have never used the law. The law has never had to be used.
Back in the late 60s, the laws were intended to help police deal with mischief like egging houses or smashing pumpkins. According to Covey, they are still on the books for that same reason.
The biggest problem they're going to have if they're trick-or-treating with the younger sibling or whatever is who's going to get first dibs on the good candy.
As for Northern Virginia, we spoke to officials in Loudoun, Arlington, Fairfax, Prince William, and Alexandria, and none of these jurisdictions have any laws restricting the age of trick-or-treaters. So we can verify, yes, technically these laws do exist, but not everywhere, and at least in Chesapeake, they aren't actually enforced. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
So I hope I learn to get over myself. Stop trying to be somebody else.
Welcome back. That's Adele's new video for I Drink Wine. Adele also shared some behind-the-scenes photos on Instagram from the video shoot where she's floating down a lazy river surrounded by synchronized swimmers. Her Valentino dress weighed 70 pounds and had to be blow-dried in between takes. All right, let me change this up because this story's stupid.
What? I love Adele. Adele got me through my divorce, okay?
I get it. Al, I drink wine, okay? Taylor Swift had to cut out her fat thing on the scale. If you're a recovering alcoholic, could you be offended by this and have her change her name of her song?
I don't think that will happen, but yes,
why not?
You could. Yes, you could. You could. Look, this is what I'm talking about with art, and why I always say it's a slippery slope, because what she's talking about is going to relate to a lot of people, and that's why Adele got you through your divorce. Adele gets people through breakups. It is because she relates to people, and when you start attacking the very thing that helps you relate to your audience, you are going to lose some of that attachment. I don't think that's the case here, but that's what I worry about with T Swift. That's all I'm saying.
What's the song about? I just love the wine and the sparkly dress. Like, that's my type of night. I don't know what the song's about.
That's why I kind of switched gears, because I don't know what to say. What were you going to say about it, Erica? You were hyped.
No, I just think that, much to Al's point, when you are really identifying with someone like people like Adele, Taylor Swift, when they're being transparent with their testimony, it also gives you language to speak out on yours, or to at least validate your feelings of what is going on at that time in your life. So I don't know what the song's about, but I Drink Wine resonates with me, and I support Adele.
And I'm also curious to see, like, now that she's in love and everything, I want to see how her music changed.
Oh, I know, because people were crying about Mary J. Blige not being miserable. Yeah. So hopefully Adele gets a better situation, because I love Mary either way.
I'm more confused than when we started the story.
I'll explain it to you in the break.
Okay. Well, I don't know what's happening. Oh, here we go. We'll be right back.
Even trying to keep climbing, but the higher we climb feels like we're both in.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
In early October, President Joe Biden warned the world is at risk of nuclear Armageddon after Russia threatened to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Nuclear weapons can cause radiation sickness, which affects internal organs and causes uncontrolled bleeding. Political commentator Glenn Beck shared a story with his 3 million followers about the U.S. stockpiling anti-radiation medication. And the verified viewer asked us about a similar claim on Facebook. So let's verify. Is the U.S. government buying a drug to treat the effects of radiation sickness? Our sources are the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, and drug maker Amgen. Amgen's Nplate medication is approved by the FDA to counteract the effects of radiation sickness. It works by helping the body make more platelets, reducing the risk of bleeding. On October 4th, HHS announced it is purchasing $290 million worth of Nplate using money allocated to address national security threats. So, yes, the U.S. government is buying a drug to treat the effects of radiation sickness. HHS would not answer questions about whether Russia's war in Ukraine prompted the purchase, but said the drug is part of an ongoing effort to prepare for nuclear emergencies. Amgen says this is its first order for Nplate from the federal government. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
There have been more than 24 school shootings so far this year, according to data from Education Week. The most deadly? Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, where 19 students and 2 teachers died after a gunman barged into their building. Amid that tragedy, DNA samples were used to identify students who were killed. And now, viral claims allege that in the wake of Uvalde, DNA kits were sent home with school children in Texas so that law enforcement could identify them if they died in a school shooting. So let's verify. Are Texas schools distributing DNA kits to identify children in school shootings? Our sources are Texas State Senate Bill 2158 and the Texas Education Agency. While DNA kits are available upon request through the school districts, they're meant for a different purpose, which is laid out right here in Texas State Senate Bill 2158. The law tasks the state's education agency with providing inkless in-home fingerprint and DNA identification kits to all school districts. Their purpose is to help locate and return missing or trafficked children. The Texas Education Agency confirmed that the kits are not distributed as a means of victim identification following a mass casualty incident. Parents or guardians of kindergarten, elementary, and middle school students can request a kit if they want one. And if their child ever goes missing or is trafficked, parents can turn the kit over to law enforcement. The law, which was introduced by Republican State Senator Donna Campbell, went into effect 8 months before the shooting in Uvalde. So we can verify, no. Texas schools are not distributing DNA kits to identify children in school shootings. The kits are optional and meant to help law enforcement find missing children. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till. Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Welcome back. It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out.
Stephanie, what do you have for us today?
Hi DBL Nation, hey Tori. I am so excited to show you the fabulous items we've got today. So first up, we've got the Andrew Mark woolen coat. So this deal includes one coat that's available in black or grey, and it's available in sizes small to XXL. Normally this coat is $195, but we've got it for just $49.99 for one coat, which is saving, are you ready, 74%. What about this? We've got the RBX Quad Action Percussion Massager. So this deal includes one massager with an interchangeable head. Normally it's $120, but we've got it for $29.99, saving 75%. All right, this next product, it's the US Polo Association 12-piece super soft 100% cotton towel set.
Yes, please.
So this deal includes 4 bath towels, 4 washcloths, and 4 hand towels. And it comes in 4 different colours. We've got white, we've got charcoal, we've got grey and sea foam.
Love.
Really pretty. And so normally this set is $100, but we've got it for $49.99, and it's saving you 50%. And then our last product, Tori, we've got the Ubu Na Discovery Collection 4-piece serum set.
Oh, whoa.
So this deal includes 4 serums, one of each of the antibody technology serums that you can mix and blend for your own perfect combination. So normally this set is $198, but guess what? We've got it for $29.99 for an entire set. It saves you 85%, and your skin is gonna thank you.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even just scan the QR code. It's right on screen, and it will take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Thank you so much, Steph.
All right, so our producers did a little research at the break, and I Drink Wine by Adele is about her father's passing and her divorce and her sobriety. So she actually, at the end of the video, knocks over all the wine glasses, saying, you know, on the contrary, I don't drink wine. The dancers, we still don't know what's happening there.
That could have been me, though. Like, I started really drinking a lot when my dad passed away, and then, you know, my relationship had ended, my marriage, and yeah, that could be me. I didn't knock over any wine glasses. It would have been shot glasses.
I had a bad breakup, and I took synchronized swimming, and it made me feel better.
See,
so,
look
yeah.
at that.
Good night.
There's a great documentary on synchronized swimming, too. Have I sent that to you?
No, and
it's amazing.
I probably blocked you.
No, it's so crazy. It's so good.
A documentary on synchronized swimming.